Welp, I guess we got an extended series, huh, y'all? I guess we are going to see the series get extended. At the time of recording this little video right here, the Lakers are currently down 94 to 113 with about minute 20-ish left in the game. So there's going to be a game 5 on Wednesday. And yeah, we will see what ends up happening on Wednesday. Hello guys, my name is Watu Shadows. Welcome back to the channel. We're going to be discussing game 4 of the Rockets and Lakers, and let's kind of just get straight into it. The Lakers needed to come out with a sense of urgency to put the Rockets away because you knew the Rockets was going to be in dire desperation. Austin Reeve, pretty much before tip-off was announced that he wasn't going to play, they were still keeping him out for precautionary measures, and they weren't sure, and he wasn't feeling 100% with the oblique injury, which again, that timeline was a grade 2 oblique injury, and he was predicted to be out for about 4 to 6 weeks. And I believe from the time that of the time of the date right now, I believe it's only been 4 weeks since the injury has occurred. So he kind of didn't really feel 100%, and the Lakers decided to keep him out. In return, also Kevin Durant is decided not to play either. They went ahead and did test on Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant apparently was diagnosed with a bone spur in his ankle, which would normally keep him out multiple weeks, but they decided that they just weren't going to play him for this game. It's uncertainty. It's uncertain that they're gonna keep him out for the entire series. I'm not sure. He wasn't listed out as the entire series by reports from Dave McMenamin and other sources. He was definitely just listed out tonight for game 4, but he may be out for the rest of the series because that was the bone spur was they were saying it was supposed to be multiple weeks, but it looks like he's only just gonna be at as we know for right now, he's definitely only gonna be missing game 4. Possibly he might get missed game 5 on the road Wednesday in LA. Um, in getting straight into the game, the Lakers. One of the things that the Lakers had taken advantage of in this series early is the Lakers were getting off to good starts. The Lakers were making shots in the first quarter, and then by the time the Lakers would get into halftime, the Lakers would have a lead. Now, they weren't comfortable leads because they would end the second quarter off pretty bad, and then they would start the third quarter off pretty terrible as well, but they at least had leads to where you knew that it was going to be hard for them to get blown out of the water unless Houston was shooting just really, really well. And in this game, this is the game that Houston was shooting extremely well on. From the start, the Lakers were struggling to get shots off. They were getting ripped, bad passes. One of the reasons why a lot of people expected the Lakers to lose actually in 4 or 5 themselves is they expected this version of the Lakers that we've seen tonight, they expected that for the whole series. And they just didn't get that until game 4, where game 4 just appeared. I'm not going to give them any excuses. Yes, they might claim dead legs and everybody was tired, but Houston had the same turnaround as well. And Houston came out with the fire and passion, making sure that they knew we were not going to get swept. We wanted to make sure that, hey, we're going to continue on with the series. And that's what they ended up doing. The only Laker that I would say played any semblance of good today was DeAndre Ayton. DeAndre Ayton was the only Laker that played good. Everybody else was dog shit. Starting off with the leader, LeBron James. This might be top 5 worst LeBron James games in like playoff games in like LeBron's history. Like, you could put maybe multiple performances from the finals in 2011, and there's some other playoff games you could probably put as well. But this game from LeBron, for certain, is one of the worst games, one of his worst games for sure. I would definitely consider it top 5 because LeBron was terrible in this game. Actually, the game just finalized, so now I can bring up the stats and I can show you guys. Let me show you the final stats. So, the Lakers lose 115 to 119. It is official final as of the time. It just went into finality right there. LeBron was a minus 18, only had 10 points, two of nine from the field, two of nine from the field over here. Made all his free throws, but was terrible everywhere else. Didn't make any 3 pointers. LeBron was bad. Matter of fact, I stopped watching the game in the third quarter. It was around like 3-ish minutes left. The Rockets were up 81-59, and LeBron at that point had 8 points. So LeBron got his 10 to continue his 10-point streak and got out of the game. This was one of the, well, I think the 10-point streak ended earlier this year or last year with the Rui game winner. But neither here nor there. It was one of the worst games from LeBron James as a whole. LeBron was awful. Um, Rui and Aiden, from percentage wise, Rui and Aiden had a really good game. DeAndre Aiden went 9 for 12, had 19 points, 19 and 10, had a double double over there with Aiden. So they were doing really, really good. Rui shot 6 for 10 as well, made one of his two threes, and then had 13 points. Oh my goodness, look at this. LeBron James, 8 turnovers. That's just not going to cut it in a playoff game. That's, if we're going to slander KD for his 9 turnovers in game two, LeBron James deserves a lot of slander for his turnovers today. Now, I know a lot of people are going to look at it and be like, they're not really worried because nobody's ever come back down from 3-0, and I completely get that. And while I agree with the sentiment to a degree, the Rockets found something today that I do believe they're going to try to see if they can use for the rest of the series, because if that thing works, then the Lakers are going to have a lot of problems. There's some good news and there's some really bad news and some really good news from this game. Marcus Smart and Luke Kennard had their worst games of the series. They both shot under 40%. Neither made any threes at all. Both of them had multiple turnovers, 5 turnovers between both. They also didn't even crack double digits as well. So both of them had their worst games of the series. Marcus Smart was getting the ball poked left to right. Luke Kennard was indecisive today with the ball. He's been pretty bad on these road games. Like his last game, he didn't shoot well. Luke Kennard only had 14 points, but he at least was getting to the rim and getting up shots. This game here, Luke Kennard just didn't do anything, and Marcus Smart was absolutely terrible today. Marcus Smart was bad. Yes, he had 3 steals and 3 blocks, but that clearly didn't matter. He was the worst on the team with a -20. Also, the only person, by the way, to really contribute on the defensive end today. Rui got a steal and a block. Aiden did nothing there. LeBron did nothing. Luke didn't do anything over there too. Traffic cones today. One of the things early too, I noticed the Lakers tried to implement the same game plan from Game 3, where they're gonna put Reed Shepherd in the pick and roll and they're gonna attack Reed Shepherd. But I think with the sense of urgency and then kind of like a lot of pride, Reed Shepherd just didn't allow shit to happen today. There was a play I particularly remember. Marcus Smart was taking the ball up and it got across half court, and he had waved the screen off because he had Reed guarding him, and he was gonna go to attack Reed, and he went to attack Reed, and I believe Reed stood his ground, and the shot ended up either with a really bad shot that the Rockets got possession of, or ended up in a turnover. Reed Shepherd today played his ass off, and I want to give Reed his flowers. Matter of fact, Reed, when we get to Reed, I will give Reed a Don DeMarco, because Reed, Amen, Şengün, all, like, a lot of the Rockets that a lot of people were critical of played a great game today. Our bench continues to be one of the really downfalls of this series. Jackson Hayes was just in foul trouble all night. He had 3 fouls before the end of the first half. And then when he wasn't getting any lobs, when Jackson's not getting any lobs, Jackson's not doing a lot else for the team as well. Barely getting any rebounds. Only got 2 points. Jackson Hayes just didn't contribute anything. Jared Vanderbilt doesn't contribute much at all either. A lot of these I'm pretty sure, again, because he didn't score this much when I was watching the game. He didn't have 8 points at this point. So I'm pretty sure a lot of this was like when the starters were out and he started doing like in the dead time where it didn't matter. But Jared Vanderbilt was not a good player today. Jake LaRavia continues to be the worst player on the Lakers, having multiple times where he would go ahead and try to attack smaller players just to not take good shots. Would do some really dumb decisions. Was struggling to rebound and struggling to catch the ball. Jake LaRavia just continues to be the worst player on the Lakers. Bronny got some minutes today, and Bronny's game minutes were all in dead time. Bronny didn't do anything while he was out on the court. He was timid today as well. Didn't decide to take any open shots. He did make a nice little assist earlier to Rui when the game was like still manageable in the second quarter, like when it was less than 10 points. Nice little assist to Rui, but Bronny just continued to be passive on that end, and they were attacking Bronny like they usually do. And then all the other Lakers are garbage time minutes guys. Just an absolutely awful game today. It was really bad. The Lakers somehow shot 50% though, so he still continued to be one of the best shooting teams just from a percentage wise in the league. Shooting 50% somehow doesn't make sense how the hell that happened, because realistically that shouldn't be the case at all. So he shot 50% tonight, but it was absolutely abysmal. 22% for three, only making 5 threes, just not going to cut it as well. Let's get into the Rockets. So I want to talk about the Rockets. Everybody today on the Rockets, clap it up. I'll give the whole team this.
Bang, bang, bang.
Shit like that.
Whole Rockets team today played really well. They had Aaron Holiday coming off the bench, and Aaron Holiday played pretty big minutes. Aaron Holiday was pressing full court, and he had also gotten a steal on the block there. Josh Okogie was pressing full court, and he got 3 steals. Tari Eason played his ass off today. Tari made multiple threes today, 20 points as well, with 8 rebounds, 70% from the field. Tari shot really well today. Tari's best game of the series by far. Şengün was continuing to do what he did from game 3, where he was cooking DeAndre Ayton and Jackson Hayes. He had got both of them in foul trouble, where Jackson Hayes and DeAndre were just biting on fakes. Şengün would go up and get the foul called. He hit this one little move on Ayton where he was supposed to Ayton up. Ayton was just slightly out of position, hugging his side, and Şengün drop steps and gets a easy layup over there. Actually, I think it was an and one too. I don't even think it's just a regular layup. I think it was an and one. Also in this game, DeAndre Ayton did at one point went up to contest Şengün, and he did hit him with his elbow. I'll do just full screen. So it looks like when he went up, when he was going up to contest, it looks like he did get him in the back of the head with the elbow. The refs did deem that was a flagrant 2, and they tossed DeAndre Ayton out of the game. And Ayton was done for the night. I don't think it's going to be anything that is going to warrant a suspension in Game 5, but I do believe that is going to be something that the league will look at. They might end up finding him for that too. The Lakers may try to appeal it I don't think in real time it was a flagrant 2. I don't even think on the replay it looked as bad as people were trying to make it seem, because they were making it seem like he just attacked him like this, and that's not what ended up happening at all. But we will see. I just don't expect DeAndre Ayton to be out for Game 5. I think Ayton will play in Game 5. Back to the stats though. Jabari shot terrible from the game. Jabari was shot terrible, but Jabari would attack the Lakers, and also was crashing the glass today. Jabari tied Tari Eason in the most amount of rebounds with 8. So Jabari was all around everywhere. Amen Thompson's burst is ridiculous. Amen was showing why the Rockets drafted him as high as he did, because anytime Amen had the ball today, you weren't worried about Amen losing the ball. Amen would just attack the smaller defenders, and then just get around. He would attack LaRavia. They hunted Luke Kennard today, so he would attack Luke Kennard off the one dribble bounce. He had a couple of mid-range shots today, one dribble pull-up mid-ranges that he cast down. So salute to Amen, Evil Twin. That's what we call him. Evil Twin was hooping today, and then Reed, man. Let me do this again for Reed. Hold on.
Bang, bang.
Reed today one of the things about Reed that a lot of people were talking about, people were on Reed's ass and saying that they were thinking that Reed might get traded in the offseason because of how bad Reed's defense was. And Reed today decided that he wasn't going to let the noise affect him at all. And Reed was just going to hoop. Reed shot over 50% from 3 point today, shot 50% from the field, 3 steals today as well. Reed did a great job today. The Lakers, Şengün would come up and set the high pick and roll, and Reed would get left on the island with DeAndre Ayton, and there'd be just a small amount of space where Reed had confidence today, and he would shoot that, and he would make it. He made 4 threes today. Reed had done his job today. Like, salute to Reed. Aaron Holiday only shot threes, but made all 3 of his threes there as well. Dodo came in. It says he was a minus 13, but I do have a memorable thing from Dodo. Dodo came in. They had a layup. The Lakers had gotten a steal, and on the other end, it was Rui and Reed. Rui gets Reed out of the way, and Rui's about to go up. Dodo gets a block. And then the Rockets, before it goes out of bounds, the Rockets get it. They come down and they get an and one on the other end. 4 point swing that ended up happening over there, on literally on that side. And yeah, that's pretty much the game here. Rockets didn't shoot that well, funny enough, which they shot 40% for 3, but shot a lower percentage from the Lakers. But they shot 8 more times than the Lakers. Not that that really matters, because again, at the end of the day, like, the game was out of hand by the end of the third quarter. By the end of the third quarter, the Rockets had imposed their will, and they were taking the Lakers out the game. And I think the Lakers not only, like, you could say a little bit of fatigue as well, but the Rockets just had a game plan. Alfred Şengün was a man on a mission. Show was Reed, Shepard, Amen. Every single Rockets starting 5 was just on a mission today to prove that we are not going to get swept. So now we're going to look forward to a Game 5 in Houston. I believe in Game 5 that Austin Reeves is going to play. So it gives him 2 more days, and I think that Austin Reeves will play. I'm still unsure about Kevin Durant. I think Kevin Durant just won't play the rest of the series, because they are mentioning that it is a bone spur, and that bone bruise is going to be there for a while, because it's not in his knee, it's in his ankle. So I do believe that Kevin Durant's just going to be gone for a minute. So they're going to have to rely on Şengün again, Amen, Jabari. They're going to need all their guys to stand up and play. How would I say this? Pros and cons in this game, for the Lakers. The pros, literally only pros of this game is DeAndre Ayton got involved. Ayton was making shots, and you seen there that there is a way to keep Ayton engaged and throughout the game. Also, a positive spin on this is that you can say is that you are getting a couple of days off before Game 5, so give everybody a chance to recoup, get a chance to go back home in front of the home fans, and then you will be getting Austin Reeves back. The cons, though. Alfred Şengün found something in Game 3 and in Game 4 that he is using to exploit the Lakers, because Şengün was hooping his ass off. And this was something that you can kind of clearly see that it's turning the tide for him in this series. Amen is their best defender, and I'm expecting, if they announce Austin Reeves is going to play Game 5, that Amen will be guarding Austin Reeves and will be letting Austin Reeves have to deal with that for the entire 48 minutes. So I expect Austin Reeves to not have a good game, his first game, especially with Amen, their best defender, on them as well. I expect Tari Eason not to play as well, but the Rockets, they figured something out, especially with Amen and Alfred, where they're going to try to translate that over to Game 5, and I don't see the Lakers having a way to stop that. Now, tonight was a simple thing of they just, like, shot making wise, they took a bunch of bad shots. LeBron played one of his worst playoff games ever. And then kind of just by the middle of the third quarter, especially when DeAndre got the flagrant 2, the Lakers were just out of it and just kind of conceded the rest of the game. But I do believe that if the Lakers do not wake up with a sense of urgency on on the game, like on game 5 for Thursday. I do believe that there is going to be a game 6, and with there being a game 6 in Houston, I would pick Houston to win that, which means that a week from today will be game 7. And if there's a game 7, anything can happen. I trust LeBron in the game 7 because LeBron's the greatest player I've ever seen in my life. But it is a game 7, and LeBron is 41 years old, and you got a Rockets team that now all of a sudden has delusional confidence, thinking that they might be the first team to come back from a 3-0 deficit. Um, that's kind of really it for this game. The Rockets just pretty much just kicked the Lakers in their ass. Lakers just didn't really have much to do for them. They weren't making shots today, struggling to make shots. Didn't shoot well from 3 at all, and the Rockets did. By like, it may not look that way. It's only 12 to 5, but they shot, but they again making 40% of your threes compared to 22% and 7 more threes. That does matter in a game. That is 21 more points from three that the Rockets did make. So just a 21-point difference there on that point. And then again, the Lakers starters especially were just struggling to hit shots. Again, I expect Game 5 with the teams at home, the Lakers at home, to like have a good Luke Kennard game. I expect Smart to maybe step up more on the defensive and offensive end. So I expect the role players to play better at home, but I do believe Şengün and Amen found something. So that is going to be something to watch out for. Other than that, let me know your thoughts down below. Lakers just pretty much just got their ass kicked, and it was kind of coming. Also, by the way, I can see now. Honestly, not even see now. This was kind of what a lot of people expected. The reason why this series, betting odds going into the series, this was going to be one of the most lopsided series ever, is because the Lakers that showed up tonight, this is the version of the Lakers that everybody expected was going to be playing for the first 3 games, and that Lakers team didn't show up until game 4 tonight. Thankfully, they were already up 3-0, so it's not like, hey, this is a panic time, but you do want it to go ahead and try to take care of business because Oklahoma City plays tomorrow against the Suns, and even though the Suns are going to be in the same mode as the Rockets, we just believe that Oklahoma City is just a way better team, and Oklahoma City is just going to put the Suns out of their misery, so Oklahoma City will just be sitting there waiting for the next opponent. And with the Lakers not playing again till Wednesday, if the Lakers do end up winning that game, it's not a quick turnaround because they would probably get a couple of days of rest. But game 1 of the Thunder Lakers series would more than likely be on Sunday. So instead of you getting the dub today, to give yourselves a week off to play either Saturday or Sunday, give yourself time to be able to rest, get Luka in, get AR fully acclimated. You're now going to have to play a game on Wednesday and then turn around and have to force a game 1 to potentially start on Sunday or Monday next week, which is still a lot of rest of time, but you're giving Oklahoma City a lot more time to rest compared to you guys, who is a lot more older team and needs the rest as well. And that's not even a guarantee either, because you can very much lose game 5. Houston has the athleticism, and I think they found something with Şengün and Amen that they're going to try to exploit. So if you don't take care of that game 5, you are going to be in a world of trouble, Lakers.